Hello everyone, this is Betsy from Ideas Times 2, and today I have a tutorial for you. We are going to make, this is a journal I made for a journal swap with Dawn from the Book Vandal shop, and I put together this snippet strip, and I wanted to just show you what I did. It's super easy. It has and just uses just minimal supplies. So all your scraps, just throw all your scraps together, and you can make one of these with me today. So anyway, here we go. Let me show you. So this is about 6 inches long, and since it was going on a page and in a journal, I thought it shouldn't be too wide either. So let me just measure maybe the widest part. Looks like we have 1 1/8 inches. And that one goes to about 1.5 inches. So it looks like 1.5 inches is the very widest part. And then it goes sort of in and out from there. So anyway, this journal has a butterfly theme, and so there are a couple butterflies on here. So what I think I'll do is just zoom in a little bit and show you a little bit more of what this is. Okay. All right. So we have a ticket, some lace, a teeny butterfly, a stamp, scrap paper with a map on it, a little paper that had a measuring tape or a ruler on it. There's some burlap. Right behind that ruler there's a tiny little scrap of sari silk. So we have burlap, another butterfly, use your wings. Those words came from the Tim Holtz word sticker set. There's a little scrap of fabric because I was tying together a color. As you can probably see, there's some teal colors in there. There's lace. There's even a little rickrack poking out there. It's sort of a red and white color. And there is a little dictionary snippet, and it's for the word peace. So just going to run through that. So that's it. That's what we're going to do today. All right, so the place to start, as you can see, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so as you can see, I've pulled just scraps. Like, this is just tiny, tiny scraps. I know I want to use lace, so I brought out my little lace, and I have another bunch of little things over here. So you can see I have some paper flowers, some stamps, some little words. Here's a tiny butterfly I had already fussy cut out of something. I'm not even sure what. There's a tiny tag. So there are a bunch of things in here that we can use, and we will just go ahead and get started. I'll tell you what has come in handy for me are the jewelry digi-kits that you can buy. So this is from Gecko Gals, and they have a lot of domino jewelry images that you can use, or for domino, to cover up a domino to make jewelry. So here is, here are a few more. This is an image from Gecko Gals too, and I thought, well, maybe I could just fussy cut a little bird out of that. So just, find little images. It could even be from an ephemera page you have. For example, we could use the numbers here. Well, actually, this would have numbers on it too. This has a lot of bigger images, but for example, if this said ticket up here, we could use that. Whatever you can find, whatever you think would be so cool on there. So another thing that's handy is these tinier paper packs. So if you can get, like, this is 6x8, but if you have like a 6x6 pad, go in there, and they have a lot of smaller scale images in there. And now I'm zoomed in, so you can't see so much, but there were a couple pages. There's this page, which I think is awesome, and I have a scrap of that, so I might be able to use something. And for example, this has the tiny birds on it. And there was another page here. This one has like seed packet flowers. So there we go. Here's a butterfly. Not that I'm going to make another butterfly one, but look at all those tiny butterflies. So a lot of images like this would come in really handy. Here's some yellow flowers that could be taken out. So lots of cool things in these small paper packs could work. And let's see, I was using a lot of the Tim Holtz word stickers, not necessarily using the whole saying, but just like clipping a word or two out of there. I also have a this is old. I don't even know if it's available anymore, but I have a sticker label sheet. I think Tracy Fox has a lot of like mini things too. I think those would be amazing on here. So anyway, I'm going to work with what I have, and I start out with a 6-inch long piece of cardstock and about 3/4 of an inch wide. I feel like I need to zoom you out a little bit. I keep going out of frame already, and I haven't even begun, basically. So excuse me just for a second. We're going to zoom out. Okay, so I'm going to try to, I don't have a theme in mind, so maybe we'll just do like a nature. I've got a lot of, looks like I have some greens, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. You don't necessarily have to have a theme. I sort of like to do that, though. That's my jam, but no big deal. So the first thing I'm going to do, in case any of this background, you could use patterned paper background. Just make sure it's sturdy. So if it's not cardstock paper, you could just glue the paper onto cardstock, so you'd have a patterned paper here. I think all I'm going to do is ink the edges. So you could start out with a plain paper like this and then ink the edges in case any of those edges show, or ink the whole thing because it's pretty narrow, right? In case any of those edges show, we will make sure it just sort of blends in with our images, and we're just going to do it that way. Alright, so let's see. Make sure that's dry. Oops, I'm sorry. I think I either hit the camera or the light. I'm not sure what it was. Okay, so we have our inked up cardstock, and now we're going to sort of start putting things on here. I think I'm going to start with a piece of lace, so I'm just going to clip off. So what I did on these is I used glue and Fabrifixes, or 3-in-1. Those are my favorite ones. So what I started doing is I just took a little snippet of lace and hung it over the edge a little bit. That'll give you lots of coverage over on that side. And then, well, like this one is an image, I only used part of it, and it's just leaves, autumn leaves. We might put that up there. Yeah, that'd be cute. I'm going to tear it down just a tiny bit. But this was just a scrap, and I thought it still looked cute. So I've got a little place for really tiny scraps, so I use those a lot. Alright, so all I'm doing too is just gluing down the center, or the part that's going to hit the cardstock. Okay, so we're going to stick it up above the top part so that, I just dropped something, so that our base doesn't show, right? And put it at a jaunty angle. Okay, I'm going to also, I think I'm just going to ink that up just a little bit more. Okay, all right, then I think what I'm going to do is, so this is a fairly large image for our snippet, what did I call it? Strip? Our snippet strip. So I'm going to go with something smaller. So what I'm going to do is just like try a few things. Maybe just a little here, maybe just a little word, or I mean this is music. Just going to cut off a little snippet of music and put that on there. And overlap it. All right. I think it's time for a flower or something. This came from that little paper pack. It's so cute. All right, I think I'm going to go for, I'm not going to necessarily cut. I'm just going to go for this little flower, very tiny, little botanical style flower. Just going to rip around this and ink it up. This has white paper, so I'm going to ink that up. Little dab of glue and put that in on there. Okay. And to go with our, oops, I don't necessarily want this jewel on this flower, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to stick that on there. But since this has a lot of areas where the background or something is going to show through, I think I'm going to put that up a little bit higher so that it's on the music paper and on this image here. I may have to put something in the middle. I didn't really want the jewel, so we'll see what happens with that. But for now, I'm just going to leave it. Okay, now I think it's about time for another piece of lace, or perhaps some rickrack or something along those lines. I have a little bin of tiny fabric scraps and trims, so I'm going to see what I can find in here. Like, I really like the color of that, and here's that pretty blue fabric, so I'm going to bring that out. There's some beautiful pink wool that I use every scrap of that I can find because it's so pretty. So I'll tell you what, I think I'm just going to bring out this tiny jar. This has a lot of sari silks in there, so I'm just going to use that. Oh, but I was looking for something that would stick out a little bit. Well, let's put some more. You know, I had that rickrack that I really liked, so let me look for that again. I have gold. Oh, this is pretty. I don't think that would work though. You know what? I'm going to take this fun yarn out because it might be fun to have a little fuzzy bit. Oh, here we go. This is the one I was thinking of. All right. Sorry that took so long. So you could even put like a piece of fabric that sticks over the edge. I found this rickrack in my little bin there, and I think I'm going to put it on the side so that hopefully some of those little hills on the rickrack will stick out. So, oh, my glue is running out. I don't think it's qualifies for an essential run out and grab it. And a lot of businesses are closing near me, so I'm not able to find that type of thing. The area I live in is, I don't know how to describe it. All right, so we're going to give that a try, and then we're just going to keep putting things going down. Let's see. So I had stamped this number on a piece of muslin. I think we'll go ahead and put that on. And this I would just use a very tiny bit of glue or something, because it's just a very inexpensive muslin and I don't want that glue to show through so much. Okay, like that. Okay, I think I'm going to use a little stamp. Okay, I have got an owl stamp. I think that will be cool. So I'm gonna ink this up a little bit. It's very white. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put that on there. Just a little dab, because I think I started to say it and then got sidetracked. But what was I gonna say? The way I did it, and I really like the look of it, is to put a row of stitching going all the way down. So that's why I'm, just use the glue sparingly. Not necessary to glue the whole thing straight down. Because I'd like to put a row of stitching down, and then when I glue this on my page, you'll just turn this upside down and just put glue all over everything, all the little corners that stick out and everything. So it'll be nice and secure. So don't think you need a whole, tons of glue on it. I'm going to put a little bit more glue right there, though. Keep that lace down. Keep down. Stay down. All right, so we've got, all right, let's put a word. Let's put a word. I've got some honey words here, but I don't have any bees. And that's me. I always want to tie things together. You know what? Let's get some color on there, too. Okay, I've got some of this tissue paper that I've sprayed. All right, I'm gonna put some of that on there. And some of these pieces, you can actually just make these so tiny. As long as it sort of overlaps in the middle. And I think that's perfectly acceptable. Okay, so I'm feeling a little bit like this is way bigger than this part here, so I'm going to get something here that sticks out a little bit. I like that lace there, so I'm trying to decide what to use here. Okay, maybe this ticket. And I'm not going to use the whole ticket, obviously, so I'm going to cut this ticket. Maybe I will. Well, actually, I do have to cut it, fussy cut it, because it's still attached. Came from an ephemera sheet. I do not know. It might be from Nevermore Creations. And this has a number, and that's cool, but I already have a number here on this muslin, so I'm going to use this side that has a flower and part of this larger number on it. I don't know how much. There we go. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think that's okay. So I'm going to hopefully this isn't such a crazy mixed up video for you. Hope you're doing all right with it. I'm just covering up my lace, but I'm just going to pull that off so I can use it somewhere else. Okay. It's good. Good. Maybe I'll stick the lace over here so that it can actually be seen. There we go. Pull this in just a tiny bit. All right. What else should we use? Let's see. Let's pull in a little color. It's pretty neutral. Here's like a rosy sari silk, and you can see how tiny that is. I'm just going to fold it in half and tuck it up underneath. I'm going to just audition it here for a second. I'm going to tuck it up underneath something. Should I put it under this stamp? Not loving that. Maybe it's just too big of a piece. Just gonna try to see if I can pull this in somewhere. Not loving that. There we go. much better. All right, so I stuck it under there. All right. All right. I need to get out of frame. Don't get out of frame. I hope that wasn't too bad for you. All right. Let's see what else. Ooh, okay. So I have this little bug. I don't know if it's a bee, but I took this off of a Tim Holtz fabric, and I just, you know, cut around it for a little. It is kind of big though, so I don't want to keep going big. I want to probably put a few smaller things underneath this larger ticket, but I would like to use that, so I'm going to keep that there. All right. Oh, I had a little butterfly, didn't I? Let's see if I can find that. Oh, here's something else really cute. Here is a tiny, tiny little fairy. This came on a Gecko Gals sheet of fairies, and I am gonna, and it was just like under the word that they had on the ephemera sheet. So most of the fairies, you know, they were like 2.5 by 3 or 3 by 4 or something. Anyway, they were larger, and this tiny, tiny image, it's like they put it in for free, kind of, you know. It's funny. So I think I'm going to use her for sure. This is adorable. So I tore some of the edges, and it's very white, so I'm just going to grunge it up just a tiny bit so it's not stark white. Oh, I love that. Love, love, love. Okay, I'm going to put that there. She's a little bit bigger too from some of the other images, but she's long, and so I think that'll work right there. All right. And we need a little something over here, so I'm going to put this scrap. It's just a little scrap that has words on it. I think it may be from a map. I don't even know, but as I was working on this project, I thought I'm going to need all the small stuff I can find. So before I threw some stuff away, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to use that. So we're just going to stick that there. I do think we're going to need, so we have lace here, here, and I feel like we need some lace over here to sort of balance it out. So we're going to keep that in mind. And I really wanted to find my little butterfly. Let me see if I can find it. It was just tiny and green, tiny and green. It was so cute. Ah, it flew away. Ugh. All right, I don't know where it went, seriously. Okay, I'm going to take one look on the floor. Just bear with me, please. Take one look on the floor. Oh, I found it! Amazing! Amazing! I found it. I'm so excited. Okay. Love. Love, love, love. Perfect. Okay, that's not supposed to be there. Good. I'm going to put this butterfly, and it, once again, it's got like white edges, so I'm just going to ink those up just a tiny bit. I'm not going to go overboard, but just a little pop of green right here. Ah! What? So cute. All right, so let's take a dab of glue, just a dab, and put that there. Okay, now I feel like we need something a little bit bigger, so we've got bigger, bigger, and we're going to go a little bigger down here again. So maybe that's where this will come in handy. Yeah, I like that there. All right, so let's put a dab of glue down there. All right, I still think, like I said, we need our other piece of lace or something. Maybe this rickrack. I have a rickrack up here that is completely covered, but it's fine. It'll add stability to the piece. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Ooh, I think I want to use part of that too. So let me see. Let me see. Maybe I can, instead of using lace, we're going to mix it up a little bit and maybe use this. Okay. Hopefully that will show. So I do want that. It's not very big, wide, I mean, so I think that's part of the problem of this showing is that it's not very wide. Okay, we'll get that on there. Whoops, I need to move that up so you can see what I'm doing. All right, I am going to use some of this, not very much. I just want a little tiny indication of this ruler. I think it's more like a tape measure. Yeah, good, good. All right, and then let's see, we didn't really put any words on here, but we maybe can in a second. So here, let's do music paper, or I had a dictionary piece. Here, let's do this. So we've got peaceful, peach, peacock. So these words are great words. And maybe I could put that little peacock on there. All right, and this is from a very old dictionary. So what I'm going to do is put this on a piece of paper first. I'm going to glue this on a piece of paper first, and then that way it'll stabilize. A bird with handsome. Let's try to get that. Okay, so we're going to try to get the image and then a bird with handsome words on there. All right. You could even sew around this. I think that would be cute. Oops, didn't quite make it. A bird with handsome. Let's get all that on there, please. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to rip around. We'll see if I can get it. Rip this a little bit, which is not hard. It's pretty fragile, but okay, it's a little big. Rats! Rats! It's a little big. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. But I'm going to ink around the edges. All right, and then glue that on there. Actually, I think I'm going to stitch around this, and I'll be back in a second. All right, I just stitched around it. I felt like it needed a little definition. No pun intended. It's from the dictionary. All right, so let's see. I think that's good. I'm happy with that. It doesn't stick out too far. I do have little bits of lace, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I might, it seems crowded around here and less crowded up here. I think I might add one more thing. Sorry. So it seems a little like I've got a lot of smaller things here and then sort of started out large here. So I'm going to add one small thing up here. I'm not sure what it is yet. Let me look. So I could add just like another little number there. What else? I could add a piece of fabric, just a square of fabric. A word. Just do a word. Let's do a word. See what that looks like. Oh, I know. Let's do a little label. Where did they go? All right. Let's do a little label. And let's do it in red. And we're going to put that right up there. Like this little image has a label on it. Obviously, and these are old, so they really do not have any sticky left to them, although I wouldn't, you know, totally trust a sticker on there anyway, but that helped, I think. That helped. And then maybe just a tiny bit of color right here. No, I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave it. All right, so the next thing to do, what I have been doing is using like a beige thread or something not quite as dark. The little pieces of stitching I do have on here is a dark thread, and you can do that. I don't think that would look bad at all, but sort of to emphasize the images rather than the stitching, I'm going to go ahead and stitch it with just a light color. I like the look of it, but it's totally not necessary either. If you want to glue this down, you wouldn't need to stitch on top, but I really like the look of that. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch down just a straight line, straight-ish line. You could even do, you know, a little wonky sewing, like a few rows of wonky sewing going down. That would be cute too. As long as you're sort of hitting, you know, your cardstock on the back. So this is what it looks like on the back, and there's our front. So I'm going to stitch this, and it's really just decorative. It will help hold the stuff down, but it's really just decorative. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. I just sewed a stitch, just a straight stitch. A zigzag would be cute too, in a beige thread, if you can see it there, and I just went straight down the center. So here's our snippet strip, and it is ready to just glue on a page. So I just brought the start of a journal that I'm working on, and I would just take this little snippet strip and glue it right on the page like that. You could try gluing it on one side and make it a tuck spot. I don't think that would work very well with all the little edges. It might not be as workable as just like a straight edge or something like that. So, but definitely can be used to glue down. You could glue it onto a pocket or a side tuck, or you could orient these in a different way and use it at the top or the bottom of the page. So many things. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't, for lots of fun stuff coming up. And we appreciate you so much. We appreciate our subscribers and wish the best for you. We will talk to you later. Goodbye.